Hey there, trainers. Welcome back. You're with PewterCityJim.
And Misty.
And we're going to go ahead and carry on with our playthrough of Scarlet and Violet today, except with a bit of a twist, right, Misty?
Well, for one, I'm here.
For one, she's here. Secondly, this is definitely not airing in order with the rest of my Scarlet and Violet playthrough. This is actually more of just a conversation about Scarlet and Violet. It's been out for a couple of months. Misty and I have both played, well, in her case, she's played through it. In my case, I've played through it mostly. And I feel like we both had time to form some opinions.
Oh, we have opinions.
We have opinions. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to trade away a bunch of bibbies while we do this. So, let's get that all teed up. Surprise trade.
Surprise!
Surprise! I made 3 boxes worth of babies. We are now connected to the internet. Hello, internet. So I have charmanders, scorbunnies, and then I have various critters from our team.
His picnics were very interesting.
Yes. Well, a funny story about that, Misty. Funny story about that. I have pumpkin spice, my skeledirge.
Yep.
Right? Father of these likely looking lads here. And I assumed... Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Well, she's going to be the first one traded anyway. We're not doing this in order. So, I have him there, and I have, a couple other Pokemon there, and I'm like, okay, so he's gonna make a... Oh, wow, that was fast. Make a whole bunch of eggs with these various female Pokemon. Didn't work like that. For some reason, Skeledirge is just in the regular field breeding group. So... Probably Sourdough's babies are from Pumpkin Spice.
It's okay.
And I named them all after the members of the team as well. Oh, we got an ice cube. I didn't even realize that was in the game yet. So, Misty, that brings me to question number 1.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what? And... Let's see, a hot day, blah, blah. Yep, we already know what that is.
Slink.
You know, I didn't even know you could find that for real.
Because it's not in your game.
Oh, it's not.
No, it isn't.
Okay. Oh, good to know. Top 6 Paldea Pokemon.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or shall I?
I want you to go first. I want to see whether we have the same idea about what makes a good Paldea Pokemon pal.
Okay. Well, for me, it's going to be strictly on my experience either having them on my team or catching them in the wild and just sort of enjoying what they're about. My number 1 is going to be Pommy. And there's a lot of reasons for that.
All right.
Firstly, it's adorable.
Mm.
It's itty bitty. Secondly, it was my first shiny in the game.
That's true. Yeah.
I found my shiny Pommy in the middle of a crowd of other Pommies, and I was like, oh, you're different colored. I'm grabbing you.
Of course.
Next, when you're taking it along on a walk and sending it out into the field to battle, it's just hilarious to watch this wee itty-bitty Pokemon.
Murder hamster.
Yes, it is my little murder hamster. Just kind of beat up all of the other Pokemon around there. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Second one is going to be Tandemaus.
Okay.
And its evolution.
Yeah.
Mousehold. I love all the puns that are just kind of interwoven on it.
Yeah.
I also like that, it's that, what do you call it? Nuts, man. Science teacher's gonna smack me for this one. Spontaneous generation.
Okay.
So, spontaneous generation was a theory back before people knew better. That kind of helped them explain where things come from.
Okay.
So, with rats and mice, one of the places that they assumed they come from was piles of rags.
Oh, really?
And that's kind of the texture of these Pokemon.
They look like they've got little
cloth.
stitching
They're
and
made
stuff.
of cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like that little added detail to them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Number 3 is going to be Mabostiff.
Okay, yes. Sandwich Boy.
Yeah, well, not just because of Sandwich Boy. He's actually a decent battler. I enjoyed having him on my team, and like the further I got down that route with the big what do you call them Pokemon,
The Titans.
Titans, and that's what they are in this one.
Yeah, not totems
not
or
totems, not
Gigantamax. Yeah,
exactly. Whatever they're calling it, whatever flavor they've named it this time around.
The giant Pokemon of the week. Yeah.
They are, they're doing the whole totem Pokemon story. Just, made me go, aww.
Yeah, of course.
So it kind of just endeared it to me a little bit more. But the dog I love just a little bit more is Houndstone. And I love it for its absolute beast mode of a special move. Last Respect. And this little pupper, if your entire team has been battled to death, gets a boost for each one of his fallen friends.
Oh, wow.
For this
I got
move.
a Sprigatito.
Oh, neat. So, did you see
Yeah, the Oricorio.
Like, hey!
Sup? I tried to get to a spot where, like, wild Pokemon wouldn't bug us.
There's no such thing as that in Paldea.
That's
hilarious.
cool, though. I'm happy that I got one of those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was too much. Speaking of Sprigatito, it is also on my list of Pokemon I love.
Oh, wow.
It was my starter.
Thematic.
And I absolutely adore the little kitty cat, grass cat.
Yeah.
I love how sassy it gets in its evolutions.
Yeah.
It's a good Pokemon.
Okay.
So the last one on my list is going to be Rellor.
Okay.
I don't know. I just love the little dung beetle, and he's got such a wacky face.
Yeah, he does. When you the one thing I'll say about his design, because he's so small, it's hard to see his face out in the wild and stuff like that. You only really get to see it after catching it and stuff like that. So that was my only sort of complaint about it. But yeah, his face is just perfection. Use your camera. Sure, if you want to do all those advanced things that I don't have time for.
Okay, well. How about you? What are your top 6 Pokemon?
All right, I have a list. I'm going to give you the controller while I pull up my list. Now, you went fairly in depth. Mine, mostly design based because I'm just that shallow. But,
it's not shallow if it's Pokemon. Design is like...
It's everything. So my number one favorite, Skeledirge.
Okay.
That thing is amazing. Like, honestly, and you know how big of a fan of Charizard I am. I feel like Skeledirge rivals Charizard for my affections as, like, the most amazing-looking Fire-type starter.
Okay.
I like that they went quadruped with it for the most part. It does stand up on its hind legs every so often. But, honestly, man, it is just an amazing-looking Pokemon. I love it so, so much.
Well, I like its little birdie.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so many.
On the end of
yeah,
the
because like crocodiles have those birds that like keep their teeth clean and stuff like that. So it's kind of like thematic in that regard as well. Oh no,
that's okay. That's just because we did it too fast. Oh come on now.
Come on. There we go.
There we go.
My next one, it's kind of funny because a lot of these are Pokemon that I have on my team. But keep in mind, I wouldn't have them on my team if I didn't love them. It's the Fidough line, Fidough and Darkspun. Darkspun is, to me, it's the perfect dog Pokemon. It's monsterish with its bred elements. It's cute puppy with its puppy elements. It makes me a little bit hungry to look at it. So, perfect in every way. Positively perfect in every way. I just love it to bits. Positively. Number 3 might surprise you, though. Annihilate.
Okay. No.
I just love the idea that oh wow, we got another scorbunny. I just love the idea that a primate got so mad it just died, and it turned into a Pokemon.
Well, yeah, I could see that. Like
it uses the Rage Fist move. I think it's like 20 times or 15 times or something like that, and then it evolves. The other thing is that the one that I run into, without giving away too much for a future episode, it absolutely annihilates me. So, I absolutely love it. And that design is just clean. It's like a perfect evolution in my eyes. Next is going to be the Great Tusk, the Titan that you come across. And I found one wild in the desert. And it's such a cool design. And Donphin is one of those Pokemon that I never really cared that much about. Fanfi's cute. Donphin was amazing when I first saw it in the opening credits to the first Pokemon movie, because that was the first time I'd seen it. That's like my main memory of it. But by the time you get it in the games that it came out in, it's so late in the game, and you generally will have a better ground type at that point, so I never really used one. Great Tusk to me is just that perfect little glow up that just makes it look so much cooler.
Yeah, overall, I have to say the Paradox Pokemon out of Scarlet are more interesting than the ones out of Violet, to be fair. I mean, I like the robot. I love the robot theme.
I love me a robot.
I really prefer the prehistoric.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. My next one, and I haven't experienced this one in game yet, but just from a sheer design point, a Sandy Shocks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's one of the ones that I'm just like,
it looks
I don't know about that.
So cool. I mean, you know that I love Magnemite, Magneton.
Yeah, that's true.
They are some of my favorite Pokemon just in general. Like, they're easily my favorite electric type.
Yeah.
Family. My favorite Objectmon family.
Yeah.
And I love me some Objectmon, so it's just kind of like, oh man, yeah, this to me is just like a perfect redesign. I love it so much.
I kind of get real monster vibes from that thing.
Me too. Yeah. It could hang out with Ickis and Wilhelmina and Crumb.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with that. It could go to school.
Swung back right away.
Oh wow. Yeah, sometimes it's fast, sometimes it takes a couple seconds, but you're never waiting too long. And then my last one is Arctibax, but only Arctibax.
Really?
Yeah. Frigibax and the final evolution, no offense, little guy, I'm so sorry. They're cute, they're neat, but I was really genuinely excited when my Frigibax anchovy evolved, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a little Spinosaurus. And I wanted it to go more that, like, Jurassic Park Spinosaurus kind of route with, like, the big, long jaw, and, the digitigrade legs and stuff like that. And what we got was basically, like, dollar store Godzilla. So I'm just kind of like...
It's not a dollar store Godzilla.
And anchovies in the team listening to me say this. I'm so sorry. But, no, not my favorite.
Listening to you.
Not my favorite. Oh yeah, like my Tatsugiri did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I mean, just they're not my favorite designs. I like the first evolution; it's pretty cute. The second evolution just literally blew me away. I was like, oh man, this thing is amazing looking. And then the final evolution, it's growing on me, but it's taken a while.
I get it.
All right, so that's my top 6.
All right.
Next. It's going to be bottom 6. And I'll let you go again.
Well, I don't want to call anything bottom or least liked or unloved. But there are some designs that didn't just, like, knock it out of the park for me.
Didn't grab you.
Didn't make me go, ooh,
Yeah.
Tarantula is one of those ones. It's cute,
yeah.
But it's not... I don't know. It doesn't grab me and say, "Hey, I'm a Pokemon."
Yeah.
Its evolved form looks a little, I don't know, blocky, I guess.
Yeah.
And as far as its longevity on the team, it was one of the first ones to get kicked off my team.
Yeah. Oh, mine too.
The other one, like another one that I'm not really happy with. Like, I'm not, like, wowed by Finizen. And it's kind of sad because everybody has been wanted some kind of dolphin Pokemon for so long. But it's just sort of a design. I don't know. It doesn't do anything really fantastic design-wise. I didn't really utilize it on my team.
Yeah.
Its evolution, the way it evolves is, it's nice to try to get folks to get together and play the game together.
Yeah.
But it also is kind of lame to have to make people do that in order to get this Pokemon.
To fill out the Pokedex? Yeah, I mean, especially if you don't have, like, the Nintendo Online and...
Or like, friends that hang out with you and play games with you or something, You might be far away from people that you would want to do that with. And,
sure.
It would be tough for some folks to get that Pokemon done. Although it is in some of the raid battles, but they're kind of few and far between.
Right.
And you never know when they're going to pop up. Let's see. Veluza. That thing is... that is the Zubat of the sea.
Volton Veluzas, Misty.
No. That thing is the absolute Zubat of the sea. Please stop impeding my progress across the waters. Go away.
They're like little torpedoes. They gotta come find you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's whatever. It's just, it's in my way. It is absolutely, it is more annoying than the itty bitty tiny Pokemon that you don't see as you're cruising through the grass.
Oh, Capsicid.
Oh, a ton of them. There's so many itty bitty tiny Pokemon.
Yeah,
just
Capsicid, Nimble.
You just like trip over them. It's like, whoa, sorry, buddy. I guess I'll have to beat you down now. After that, Flamigo. Flamigo isn't really like, it's a cute. It's cute, but it doesn't really do anything really that really makes it stand out. It doesn't evolve into anything, and it just kind of looks like a cartoony version of a flamingo.
No, absolutely.
And like I Pokemon like this, I try to give them some time on my team. I try to give myself the opportunity to kind of attach myself
Bond
a bit
with it a
somehow.
little bit, yeah.
And I just put that one back in the box. I couldn't.
No, that's fair.
Charcadet.
Really? That one seems to be one that people love.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I can't really. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Its evolution is a little convoluted. You gotta run out there and beat up a bunch of Pokemon, gather enough stuff, find the right person in the right town to give those things to get the right item to evolve it in the first place.
Oh, see, I like that.
And
I like interesting, kind of convoluted methods for evolution, but that's just me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the kind of thing where you wouldn't really.
You're never gonna find it out on your own.
Yeah, it's not an organic process. You don't really read about it or anything like that in lore. There's no real hints about it. You gotta basically either find out from somebody else, or read up on it, like online or something.
Yeah.
And then the last one on my list is gonna be Iron Bundle, because.
Now refresh my memory. Which one is that?
Iron Bundle is the future version of Delibird.
Oh, okay.
And out of all of the Paradox Pokemon in Violet, this is the one that I find least imaginative.
Okay.
It's got kind of a wind-up toy vibe to it. It's not doing anything interesting. It's, I don't know, I'm not impressed with it.
Okay.
It does the least changes with
the design
Pokemon
process
design
that it's given.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
another strike on Charcadet, the shiny. You can barely tell that it's a shiny.
I don't think
You
I've seen
can
it.
barely
Okay.
tell it's a shiny. The only difference is the eye color, and that's just lame in my opinion. If you're
Okay.
gonna make it a shiny, make it a shiny.
No, that's fair. You know very well my thoughts on lackluster shinies. Okay, that was your last one?
Yep, that's my last one.
Okay.
That is 6.
So, interestingly enough, we have 2 of the same.
Oh,
Tarantula is also on my least favorite list.
okay.
I dropped mine within about 10 minutes of having it.
Oh no. Is
I
that
was-
on? Is that all recorded too?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. That's
Aw.
definitely on my my playthrough. I got 2 of them. I didn't name one of them. I caught another one so I could name it. I named it Bolognese. And I was just like, man, I'm really not feeling this design, so I traded it out for something else fairly quickly. And then after seeing its evolved form, I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm glad that I did that. Not my cup of tea. And again, guys, keep in mind, we're not trying to, I am 100% aware that some of these guys are going to be your favorites out there. And this is just our opinion, and we're not saying that they're bad Pokemon by any stretch of the imagination. It's just our least favorites. But yeah, Tarantula, Flamigo as well was the other one.
Yeah, I just couldn't bond with that one. I wanted to kind of give it a shot. Like, I give every Pokemon a shot. I want to give every Pokemon a shot on a team, or, at least, some trial and error. I try to spend time with it if it needs to be evolved in one way or another.
Yeah.
Just because, it's neat to find a Pokemon that's kind of unconventional that people overlook.
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, no, for me it was just like, oh man, this looks like somebody's long flamingo escaped, and I'm not about it. I don't find it appealing personally. You know what would have made it better for me? Would be if it actually evolved into the psychic type emu looking bird that you come across, and the name of that escapes me right now.
Esparita?
Yeah,
Esparta.
Esparta, yeah. So, like, when I first saw that thing, I was like, oh, this must be what a Flamigo evolves into.
No,
but it's not. It absolutely isn't. So I'm just kind of like, oh, man, that to me just kind of kills it. Man, that Oricorio really wants my attention.
Yeah, it does. You're going to have to catch it at the end of this.
Probably. If it's still there, we'll catch it.
It's been there a very long time.
Oh, Larvitar. Nice.
Yay.
In a luxury ball, no. Oh, no, it's a premier ball.
It's a premier ball.
Okay. It looked like it was a luxury ball in the animation. So, yeah, Flamigo. The Quaxley line.
What? You don't like Quaxley?
I do not.
Why?
Well, okay, here's the thing. I like Quaxley. I think Quaxley's pretty cute. Its evolutions are just messy designs to me. They don't look cohesive. They, especially the final form, to me, just it does not look aesthetically pleasing. There's too many shapes, too many patterns, too many bits and pieces that look a little tacked on. And it's just, I can't get behind it design-wise.
So, for that one, just to counter what you're saying, I love the Rio de Janeiro vibe it's got.
Oh, I know what it's going for. Like, I understand.
And I also love that its toes are like the toes of a coot.
I didn't look at its feet.
Yeah, they've got the little leaf-shaped toe pads going all along the toe.
Okay.
Like a coot. And I love that.
To me, it's too many patterns, too many colors, just too much going on. It doesn't really fit with the other 2 evolutions, if you ask me, and it just, I don't know, I don't like it.
I mean,
yeah.
You could say the same about fuecoco's final evolution. It doesn't...
No, that's a very cohesive design.
No.
You have several shapes, you have 2 strong colors, and you have the fire. That's it. That's all you have. That's all you need. With the whatever the final water stage is called, you've got teardrop shapes, you've got zigzags, you've got circles, you've got harsh edges. It's to me it's not a great design. My next one is Bramblin.
You don't like it?
So here's the thing with it for me. I love me a good object mon, but this one it's hard to connect with because you really can't see a face. There's no you can see like a couple little eyes in there. And that's sort of it. To me it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't yell Pokemon to me. I think it would be really at home in another monster taming game. Where you know you where the need to bond with your creatures isn't so high. I think it could be a really interesting design. And then the evolved form is just like more of the same. It's just a little bit bigger. Very much not thematically progressing it at all. So yeah, that for me is, yeah, not it.
Huh. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Squawkabilly.
You don't like Squawkabilly? Oh,
For
man.
for one very specific reason. I
Okay.
like that it has multiple colors, even though that's kind of a reused thing from Tatsugiri, or you know they copied one another. But it doesn't evolve. Like, why wouldn't it evolve? You know,
Chatot doesn't evolve.
Yeah, Chatot doesn't evolve, and I'm not really the biggest fan of Chatot either. Like, I don't dislike Chatot. It's cute. So is Squawkabilly. But they're just, I don't know, they're just not interesting to me for that reason. I think if they had an evolved form that took that kind of greaser look a little bit further, I think it could be really interesting. So here's the thing with parrots, right? You have so many cool patterns that you could draw from. So many cool feather designs that you could do. I mean, imagine an evolved version of Squawkabilly that had, like, you know, black feathers to emulate a leather jacket, or you know, something that looked like zippers or chains on there.
Well, I mean, that just sounds like you need to make a regional form for yourself.
I mean, I might. You never know. But I mean, yeah, and I think that's kind of my problem with a lot of these designs, is that they're just wasted potential. There's so many things that they could have done with them that they just didn't do, and it's just kind of like, yeah.
So it's either too plain or it's too busy for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's what design is. It's finding that nice middle ground, where, you know, things work together nicely and look like, you know, look like they belong together. And then with Pokemon, when you have an evolution, it should progress the theme. Or add in a different theme that you know, corresponds or works well with the original.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't agree?
I think Pokemon can be a little more outlandish.
Oh, I got a Palmy.
Aw.
I didn't catch one of those yet, I don't think.
Why?
I don't know. Oh, it's got a
name's
name.
Peach. Aw.
Okay, we'll be keeping that one.
It's food themed too, so
Exactly.
fits right in.
Nope. Okay. There we go. Get that one started. All right, so that's, I think that's all of mine.
Is it?
Oh, no, I had one more.
Oh.
Capsicid.
Yeah.
Not really a fan of Capsicid. Mostly because it's just such a pain in a grassy area, and you can never see it.
It's a pain in the grass.
Yeah, it's a pain in my grass.
Ah.
Yeah, running around at the speed of sound, got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow, and then suddenly my Koraidon trips over this little grassy guy. It's just annoying.
I'm just allergic.
That's true, yeah. Misty's allergic to anything in the Nightshade family, so peppers, tomatoes.
Oh, what?
Ooh!
Lucky.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I need one of those.
I know you do. Well, good luck, Misty. I'm sure you'll find one day.
Thanks!
um,
I literally have 2 Pokemon left in my decks to add.
yeah. No, I'll give you this one. Okay. What was my next question? I forget. Lucky I have them written down here. I'll give you the controller.
Sure.
Oh, the new feature from Gen 9 that you like the best.
Definitely love the walking feature where you go, hey, do you mind, like, decimating the entire ecosystem for a little while for XPs?
So the Let's Go mode?
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely up there. Mine is the new breeding mechanic with the picnic.
Yeah, I mean,
I
breeding
love
is breeding, I guess. Oh, look, an Oricorio.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna get jelly.
It's just like da-la-la, da-la-la. Yeah, no. So I like the fact that you can. It's a time-based thing versus like a steps-based thing. So here's what I do,
you
guys.
You haven't caught one of these either?
No, Misty. This has been a playthrough specifically for YouTube, so I have not been running around doing a whole bunch of extra stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's all been.
And it's raining again.
Yeah. I climbed up here to get away from the rain because, as Misty said...
The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain. Well,
yeah, so I climbed up into the mountains.
Mainly is the operative word there.
Yeah, so I really like the fact that, you know, I can set up a picnic. I can go and make myself a real sandwich in the real world and eat it from my real stomach. And then come back and, like, my Pokemon have 10 eggs for me. So, you know... I think that's probably my favorite feature.
Yeah.
So far. All right. What about your least? Or no, actually, sorry. What about an older feature? Can't talk. What is one older feature from previous games that you wish had come back for this game that didn't?
Dive! Dive! Dive!
Oh,
Dive!
Goodness.
We haven't been able to do that in forever.
I don't think that's coming back.
I know.
I don't. Yeah, it's
but
a bummer.
I miss it. I love that little bit where you get to swim underwater and encounter Pokemon and
yeah.
You know, it was fun. It was such a cool way of just doing the game. But
yeah.
Well, it's no longer.
Oh.
Oopsie. Too many trades. Give it a couple minutes to cool down.
Oh, not a couple of minutes.
Well, a couple of seconds. Give it a moment. No, not yet. We'll try this again. Third time's the charm. Get that crocodile with a slice of cheese on his chest going.
Yeah. My craft singles crocodile. Yeah, no, but I could definitely see that. I think my only thing is I think that it would well, I guess not really. I was going to say it might be difficult with like the 3D graphics and stuff because then you have to program like, you know, cave systems and, you know, underwater areas, but I don't see why that should be so much more difficult than
flying through the airspace. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know.
Ooh.
Oh, Passimian. Boop.
Well, at least you're getting some new...
new Dex entries, yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. So my, and this is probably not going to be a surprise to anyone, my old feature that I wish would make a comeback is Megas.
Mega Evolution?
Yeah, Mega Evolution. Terrestrialization is an interesting idea in theory, but I found relatively few uses for it in actual gameplay.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I have done, I have obviously terrestrialized my Pokemon to increase their attacks. The times that I find it most useful, though, are literally just to give me a boost on single-type Pokemon with a powerful move of that type, right? So, Sourdough, she's a fairy type. She terrestrializes into a fairy type, and her best attack is Play Rough.
Yeah.
So when I want to use Play Rough on something, that's my best way to do it. I've run into trouble when I've terrestrialized my my starter, my fully evolved starter, Pumpkin Spice, because he loses the ghost type.
Okay. Wait.
Oh, other way.
There we go.
There we go. So yeah, and then in terms of Pokemon that get a completely different type, I just don't see much of a utility because, like, you know, the move pools are so small. So you could probably do some really cool stuff for it in a very niche kind of a way, and I'm sure it's really good for competitive. Like, you know, being able to kind of gotcha people with a sudden shift in type and, you know, power up to a move which otherwise would not be as effective. Um, but yeah, in terms of like use in the actual game, I haven't found much by way of use for it beyond that.
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting utility for type coverage, not only as an attack, but also as a defense.
Mm.
Terrestrializing into a Pokemon that is um, immune to body attacks that are on the kind of
The opposing team.
on the opposing team and like commonly used
Yeah.
is very useful.
Yeah, like I could see again doing kind of an aha switch in, right? So you're using a fire type, your opponent pops in with a ground type, you terrestrialize into a flying type because gotcha. Like I could definitely see, you know, instances like that, but man, that it just seems so specific, you know. Whereas with Megas, it was just like an incredible stat boost, a cool new design as well. I think that's the other thing that I like about Megas is that every single one of them has their own unique design. And I'm not saying that like all of the designs are great. Honestly, there's a lot of Megas that I think are over-designed, if anything. Which, yeah, okay, that's sort of the theme of it, but aesthetically doesn't mean that I'm going to like every single one of them.
Yeah, but Mega Pokemon also had the issue with power creep, because instead of lending power to Pokemon that would benefit from it in a positive way, it just sort of brought in a few that were already OP to begin with.
Yeah,
and just
no,
made them
that is
even
true.
more terrible beasts on the playing field.
That is true.
And
like
then
your
just
Mega
like everybody
Tyranitas.
was using the same ones.
Though there were a couple where the Mega was actually a disadvantage, like with Garchomp.
Yeah.
Like standard Garchomp with Focus Sash and stuff is better than Mega Garchomp because of that speed drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if they were to bring Megas back, I definitely would want to see them used to to take better care of some of the less competitively viable Pokemon. And I think that's one thing that that Pokemon has always kind of struggled with is that balance, where it's like there's certain Pokemon that you will never be able to Oh, you skipped over a couple of smolives there.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry. I'll get back to that.
No problem. Where you're not going to see them pop up in the competitive scene that often. They're in the underused tier or never used tier. It'd be cool to see some of those get that mega, crazy powerful boost and a new design and just a little bit more love.
I think that's kind of why they developed like Z moves.
Yeah, I mean Z moves and
terrestrialization.
They're both good in that you can use them on any Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, in the past game, with the, what do you call them? Sorry, they're all just, like, flitting through my head in a terrible way. In, Sword and Shield.
Mm.
The,
Dynamax?
That was different as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, again,
and,
it
could apply to any Pokemon.
Yeah, it was something that you could do with any Pokemon. Certain Pokemon would get more out of it because of Gigantamax, which is cool. To me, that was kind of like a step along from Megas. And in fact, I remember there was a leak that showed Gigantamax Machamp And it was released long before Sword and Shield came out. And so it was kind of a thing where it's like, oh man, this is like the Mega Machamp for the next generation.
Right.
But it wasn't. It was Gigantamax. So like, there's certain Pokemon that benefit from it more than others.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But yeah, like, you can Dynamax any Pokemon. You can give any Pokemon a Z Crystal. And any Pokemon in this game can Terrastalize. So, I mean, it's kind of nice in that regard that anyone can do it without Game Freak having to create literally, a new design for every family that doesn't have one.
Yeah.
As much as I'd love to see them do that.
For real.
Yes. So, man, we're burning through these questions way faster than we're burning through our Pokemon to trade.
Well, we don't have to, like, stop for the system to reset.
Okay, so, favorite rival and why?
I went with Larry.
No, rival.
Oh, fine.
I mean, we could go through favorite gym leaders for sure. Let's do that after this, because I feel like it's going to take a lot longer to trade out all these Pokemon than it's going to take to finish up my original prompts.
Sure.
But we'll do rivals first.
Fine. We'll go with the rivals first. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the one with the Titan Bath.
Arven?
Yeah.
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 Sad boy McDoggy Pants.
Hey, you know what? You haven't gotten to the very end.
No, I haven't. But and don't get me wrong, I actually really do like Arven. As soon as I found out why we're doing the Path of Titans, like, I was all in. I was like, no, man, let's fix your dog. Let's fix your dog. Bros. We're bros. We're gonna do this together. It's gonna be amazing. Your dog's gonna be fine. So I get it.
Uh-huh.
I absolutely get it.
It gets worse. It gets so much worse.
I don't want it to get worse. The dog got better. Wait, does the dog die?
I'm not saying anything.
Misty, if the dog dies, I'm selling my Switch. We put in so much work. No, I really do. I like Arven a lot. I think he's really cool. And I have heard some inkling of what his backstory is too. In regards to like his parents and how his dog got injured, because like at this point it's impossible to escape spoilers, right? Yeah. There's literally no way to do it unless you're still trying to be offline as much as possible, which I can't really do. Like I have YouTuber friends that I like to keep up with. I like to watch their content. They're playing this, so it's kind of like there's no way to really avoid it anymore. But having said that,
it gets worse.
I still think that Nemona is my favorite rival.
So I like your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
But I don't like being pushed into battles.
Oh, see, I love it.
I know you love it.
Fight me.
Well, you have like the whole affinity for like Dragon Balls.
She's a straight up shonen protagonist. Like, this is her game. We're just living in it, right?
Right.
She already got the Dragon Balls. She's already become the Hokage. She's already become the Pirate King and found the One Piece. Now she's training you to do it. So it's I kind of like that. And there's an interesting thing. Like, I watched a video that made it make sense a little bit more. Stuff that I have not experienced in the game myself yet. But you see Nemona around school interacting with some of the other students. And the thing is that they don't really want to interact with her the way that she wants to interact with them. They're not as into battling as she is, and they're not as strong as she is. And even though you know that she would go easy on them for the sake of having fun, they still kind of shy away from her. So her reliance on you as a friend and rival comes from a place of loneliness in a way.
Yeah.
And that, as soon as I saw that really resonated with me. I'm like, oh man, it's a bummer that she had to go through that, and I'm glad that I was able to help.
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm a sucker for being helpful.
I know you like to be helpful, but then again, she kind of comes off as a little bit of a bully. And
I don't think she does. I haven't come into that aspect of her at all.
Well, no. I mean, someone who wants to do, an activity and just wants to do that activity no matter who it is, and, tries to goad you into that activity constantly. It kind of feels a little bit like she's being a bit of a bully. And that might also be, pushing other students away from her because they're like, nah, I'm not about that life. You're not going to make me do that. I'm going to go over there now, you weirdo.
Well, why is it her fault that they're babies?
No, wow,
just
Jim.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Maybe she's not
can
respecting
see that,
how they want to interact with Pokemon enough for them to even want to open up to the ideal of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I sort of get it. I get where you're coming from there. I don't know. I just enjoy the aspect of, someone who legitimately wants to battle me.
Right. No, I get it. Like, she is basically, Girl Ash, but with better talent.
Yeah. Yeah, she actually... no Quaxleys yet. 2 Sprigatititos, but no Quaxleys.
Well, that's because no one likes Quaxley. It is the least favorite this time. It is the Popplio of this generation.
Well, see, I love Popplio.
Popplio, like, it blew everyone out of the water once it was like, it does this stuff, okay.
Yeah, it's not just Clown Walrus.
For real. Poor Popplio.
Yeah, no, I love Primarina. I think Primarina is an amazing final evolution. Easily my favorite out of the
You still
Unova.
mad about Litten?
Yeah, I really don't like Incineroar. Not even a little bit. It's an
adore
abomination.
Incineroar.
You adore Incineroar?
Sure, if you want to draw it out like that.
Yeah, no, so here's the thing, guys. When we got Sun and Moon, we took a couple days off work and we were hanging out playing. And I had been completely unspoiled. I had sort of taken a sabbatical from Pokemon sites, Pokemon Facebook groups, everything.
We try this every generation.
Yeah.
To some varying degrees of success.
Yeah. And so, I wanted it to be a surprise. I wanted my partner to be... I'd seen the first stages, so I already knew that I was going to pick Litten. But I hadn't seen anything beyond that. And when it turned into Torracat, I was like, oh man, this thing looks cool. I'm gonna get an awesome quadrupedal tiger monster. It's gonna be amazing. And then I get Randy Savage in a fursuit. And I'm just kind of like...
Randy Savage?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, brother. Oh, I'm the cream of the crop.
Well, that sounds
Said
a little
Incineroar.
more Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I'm not good at voices.
Okay, so first of all, why don't we just, bring this up a few centuries? If you're going to talk
Ooh.
about... Oh, yeah.
Galarian Mouth?
Yeah, you...
I didn't even know you could get that in this game.
You get it in a trade with an NPC.
Oh, no.
Anyways, if you're going to talk wrestling, maybe get one from, the last quarter decade or so.
No.
One that the kids know.
No, wrestling stopped in 1998, which is when I stopped watching it.
When you found out it was more ballet than brawling.
I saw Goldberg get his 100th victory, and I was like, well, Goldberg won 100 times in a row. There's no point in watching anymore. The sport has peaked. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. But it's okay. I've grown a little bit more fond of the concept of Incineroar over time, but yeah. And then I think I'm one of 5 people in the world that just finds Decidueye to be fine. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I don't dislike it. I'd probably never go out of my way to train one.
Jim?
Yeah.
Them's fighting words.
I know that Decidueye is like...
Don't you be dunking on my round boy.
So here's the thing. I actually really like Rowlet. And I even like the middle evolution more than I like Decidueye. I think that whatever it's called, he's got like a little bow tie and a little emo
Little
hair. Dartrix, there you go. I think he's super cute and awkward and weird and fun. But Decidueye, I'm just kind of like, okay. I mean, it exists. It's fine. I'm not dunking on it. I don't think it's bad. It doesn't personally interest me.
You put yourself in a group of 5 other human beings who are horrible people and don't love Decidueye.
Yeah. That's fine. You know, we're over here in the non-Decidueye fan corner just chilling. It's okay. And like I said, it's not like I think it's a bad design. It's just not for me. And that's okay. Not everything has to be for me.
You know what?
Mm.
None of this is for you anymore. I'm taking this away from you. You're not allowed Pokemon
Okay,
anymore.
guys, I'm deleting my channel. Okay. So those are... So neither one of us picked Penny, huh?
I mean, she's cute and all, but nah.
Nah. Okay. Yeah, she. I like her Eevee backpack. She's kind of adorable and small with a big fluffy Eevee backpack. And I'm like, aw, I just want to make her a sandwich and send her to school.
Well, that's Arven's job.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll deviate from my pre-planned prompts. Try saying that 10 times fast.
No thanks.
And we'll go for favorite gym leaders.
Well, let me go back to Larry.
Larry, the legendary Larry.
I
Now, do you think he looks like David Duchovny?
mean, I guess if you stretch it like that, I suppose.
Like a 90s
A
David
bit?
Duchovny with a little bit of a silver streak in his hair.
I guess.
You guess?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
That was the first thing that I thought when I saw him. Like, oh my god, they made David Duchovny into a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah. No, that's not a name that pops in my head when I look at him.
Okay.
No, but I dig Larry because that if I was living in a world where Pokemon were a thing
Yeah.
and doing a full-time job, that would be me right there.
Well,
Here's all get out.
Okay,
all the
hold
time.
on. This is the world of Pokemon, Misty. This is a world where adventure spreads in front of you in every direction.
Yeah, but somebody has to be an adult and do the hard stuff in the background somewhere.
Oh god, but why would you want that person to be you?
Because someone has to do it, and I'd probably be good at it.
Oh man, Misty, if I lived in the world of Pokemon, I would never have a 9 to 5.
No, you wouldn't. You would be one of these trainers getting slammed on by kids over and over again, losing your pocket money that I earned.
It's not my fault that I don't want to hurt children's feelings in the real world, Misty. It's like, oh, this 10-year-old wants to fight me with his Rattata. Okay, Joey. Yeah, you won, buddy. Yeah, great job. Here's $87.
Hey, mister, I have a lucky coin. Here's double your money.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, but, oh, another Charmander.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, if I was in the Pokemon world, there's no way I'd have a 9 to 5. I'd be out, oh, wow, Glumanda? Okay.
Glumanda?
I love it when they have nicknames. I love it when my surprise trade creatures have nicknames. All right, now I'm getting into my own Charmanders.
No.
Oh, no, wait, stop, no!
Oh!
Wrong one! There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Twinkie and the Beast Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a female, too.
Uh-huh. Someone will be happy with that.
So,
maybe.
I forgot to mention, the Eevees that we're trading out, and the Charmanders, they are named after the Pokemon from our Let's Go Eevee run.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Hershey and Twinkie. Of course, a lot of the Pokemon that we used in that run aren't available in this game, so no... Yet. Oh, excuse me. So no Jelly Roll, no Gumball, the prince of all Clefairies. Uh, so, I did the best I could with what I had. But, yeah. So, I'll be honest, I like Katie.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really like her design.
Uh-huh.
I think that she's fun. I like that, so the thing that kind of made me smile about that whole situation, the gym challenge, is based around olives.
Yeah.
And an obstacle course. Nothing to do with bugs whatsoever, except for the fact that there's kind of like a spider web, like fence around the field where you play.
Yeah.
Even the Pokemon involved in the, blocking you off, they're smoliv. They're not bugs. So it was just kind of like, oh, you know what? This is actually kind of neat. I kind of dig it, honestly. That it's more tied into the lore of the town than just the type of the gym leader. And I love that. It makes it feel so much more organic.
Yeah.
So, that whole, oh, you know what? I don't think I've caught one of these yet either. Oh, maybe I did. I don't know. It's not one of the special ones.
No, it's the regular.
Yeah. Oh man, we've been standing up on top of this mountain trading Pokemon for over a day. Sun's coming up.
Or Oricorio.
Yeah. Hey, mister, catch me! Catch me! Catch me!
Please help! Please help me! Please!
And then Katie herself is a baker, which really doesn't have anything to do with bugs.
Well,
and
you should hope.
Yeah, well, look, there's a certain amount of insect matter that you can legally get in your baked goods, according to the FDA. I don't think that she's measuring it out and putting it in there, though. Like, you would hope not.
So long it's not that sugar.
But yeah, and also her design is just really cute. It's super clean.
I agree. It is a cute design.
Yeah. What about other NPCs? Who else have you found that you've really enjoyed?
I don't know. Kind of hard to say. I like the archaeologist at the school. She's kind of cool.
Oh, Ryfort?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like her except for her painful looking glasses.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, I don't know, every time I see them, I'm just kind of like, oh man, it looks like it's going to dig into your cheek. My favorite so far has been MC Sledge.
Yeah.
It's like Sledge is his version of Smurf.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's sledge over here and sledge this and sledge that.
Oh my.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, that sledge could be anything. It could
Yeah.
mean anything.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I like him a lot. I thought he was really funny. I couldn't stop laughing throughout that entire interaction. I was just like, man, this is hilarious.
He wants to be your sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer. All right, trade it.
Oop.
Oh. I also really like. There we go. I love the look of Sagaro, the home ec teacher.
Oh.
Just giant burly man with a fantastic mustache in his pink button-down shirt, and I'm just
his
like,
love of sweets that he keeps secret.
yes, I'm just like, oh man, and him throwing Arven under the bus made me laugh too. It's like, well, I'm sure Arven will keep that in mind if you.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I like him a lot.
Puppers.
Pupper. So many dogs this generation.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that you don't rate Fido and Dexbun in your top 6.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
What about them? Don't you care for?
It's not that I don't care for them. They just didn't make a top 6.
Didn't grab you that much. Top 10 though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
I always go for
10.
for a top 6 when it comes to listing Pokemon because that's how many's in a team. Just in case anyone's wondering, like, why did he pick top 6? Well, I always do that. Yes. So
So,
So,
so
what do you think? What are your predictions for Scarlet and Violet DLC? Because you know that they're going to do it. They're going to do at least one DLC pack. And what do you think it's going to be? What are your hopes?
So, DLC, I mean, it's kind of obvious where that's going to end up being. It's that big gray, you can't look in their area of the map.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to see some kind of, like, time travel go on there. Like,
Ooh.
so, you know, the ability to get other Paradox Pokemon.
Yeah.
Either forwards or backwards in time. I would like to be able to see if there are any other kinds of, like, historical era Pokemon, like kind of like the evolutions that came in Legends Arceus, because
Okay.
you know, we have those Pokemon, base Pokemon in our games,
Yeah.
so it would be nice to be able to get them to evolve to their Hisuian forms.
Yeah, that's true. And they did show Hisuian Zoroark in the promo material, so everyone was kind of like, "Oh, Hisuian Pokemon are going to be available," but actually, that's not the case. It's just like, you know, eventually you're going to have access to Pokemon Home, and these are some of the ones that you can bring in.
Yeah.
Which, you know, was kind of a disappointment for me.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that whatever we get is going to have more story. Maybe something that continues the story from the 4 legendaries.
Oh, now that's one thing that I haven't gotten to yet.
Oh, then
Yeah.
we won't talk about that much anymore then.
Yeah. Well, I've seen them.
Okay.
I've seen what they look like. I'm looking forward to catching Goldfish Boy. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. The other ones are fine. But that's the one that grabbed me the
I'm
most.
actually surprised you didn't jump on the snail. The big leafy snail.
I do like it. Now, snails are some of my favorite animals, which is why she's saying that. I do like it. Again, I think it's a little over-designed.
Really?
It's a little busy.
No, I
for
think
me.
I think it's great for what it is, and when you read what it is and what it does.
Yeah, see, I've only seen pictures. I haven't
Okay.
experienced the story. I haven't read any of the lore.
The
not even
battle
the
music
not even the
for it
Pokédex
is, like,
entries.
Amazing.
Ooh, okay.
I
And I mean,
love
the
battle
music in
music.
this game has been incredible from
Yeah.
start to finish. Anyway,
Oh,
I kind of wish they would vary it up a little bit in the school.
Yeah.
Because like I had to do like catch up sessions for school because
Are you saying you had to take remedial
yeah,
classes?
basically because you
Oh,
know I'm running
no.
around the countryside being
Skipping class.
yeah.
Terrible.
Like, you know, technically I have 2 homes that I could go to. I go to neither of them by choice. So I'm just a dirty forest urchin running around with my giant lizard dog. I completely forgot where I was going with that sentence. What were we talking about?
You were talking about how you were truant from school.
Oh, that's right, yes. See, and it hasn't done me any favors. So I was like, oh man, it keeps telling me that I have classes. Okay, let me go. And it's like, oh yeah, you've got like 5 classes that you need to do for every subject. And so I was there for like an hour doing this. And the school music is cool for the first, like, you know, 5 or 6 minutes. And then after that, it's just like, oh no. Why?
You overdid it.
I really did. I really did. So, oh yeah, I mean, what's your favorite music track from this game?
Ooh. I would have to say the one that I really enjoyed the most
Yeah.
was definitely the battle music for the 4 legendary Pokemon.
Okay. Haven't heard that one yet. So.
It is like you want to just let your game run for a little while with the volume cranked up and just sort of get into it and just groove with it. It is good music.
Nice.
It is fun.
For me, it's a tie between the battles against the Team Star bosses.
Yeah.
And the gym music.
Okay.
Especially when you're on the terrestrialized section of the gym battle.
Oh yeah.
And that sword and shield chorus kicks in. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Man, that just makes me lose it every single time. It is
Gets
the
you pumped
perfect.
for battle.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh, there you go. You don't even have to find one now.
Nope.
You got a Houndstone. And all you need to do is teach it last respect.
Last respect.
And then disrespect everybody that comes in battle with you.
So, yeah, those two are probably my two favorite. If I'm allowed to have two, you can
have as many.
You can have
as
another
you
one
like.
if you'd like. Then I don't want it to be imbalanced.
Oh.
I don't want it to be unfair.
Sure. I can't really think of another area where I'm just like, yeah, that's my music.
Yeah.
That's my jam. Mostly because I don't play with the volume on.
Oh, you don't use your headphones?
No, I do sometimes, but more often than not, I'm like podcasting or something else.
Oh, gotcha.
Because like a lot of my time played is, just repetitive battles to level things up and.
No, that's fair.
whatnot.
I mean, when I'm just playing on my my other file, I'll listen to Let's Plays from other YouTubers.
Oh.
So I'll do that, and if they're doing something interesting, I'll pick up and watch. So that's how I consume it. But when I'm playing for to record, I have to have the music on so that people can hear what's going on.
Of course.
And it's just like, oh yeah, this is there's a lot of really amazing music in this game. But the Pokemon games always have good music. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Like their music is
an
really
Espeon.
nice. Yeah, very nice. Now you don't have to catch that one either.
And it's in a fun ball too.
It is.
I don't even know what that ball was.
I think it's the fast ball.
Oh, okay.
Or the timer ball. One or the other.
All right.
Yeah. Look at that. So much less work to do.
I know. All right, let's see. Oh, next box.
There you go.
Okay, we're getting to the end of the Charmanders. We're getting into the Scorbunnies.
Oh, dear. It's a shame you missed out on the scorbunny battles. They're running live again this weekend.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I don't know if you're at the level.
I'm just always so busy. I just never get to do this stuff live.
Well, I mean, the issue is that if you don't do it live, you don't get to have it at all.
Yeah.
I love my screaming Cinderace.
Running around attacking stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, for like some of the Pokemon where I just needed to evolve it to get it added to the Dex, that was my Let's Go Pokemon. It's just sending them out into that forest full of insects and bugs and
critters and creatures.
He was just having a heyday, just blowing them up.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I don't think I caught one of these yet either.
Yeah, neat.
They pick fights indiscriminately. That's awesome. Nemona should have one of them on her team.
So I have a question for you.
Oh!
Now that we're all through your pre-written scripted questions.
Well, we sort of are. I hadn't given my thoughts on the DLC yet. But
No. In that case, go ahead.
I don't want you to accidentally forget your question.
I'm not going to forget my question.
Okay. So I think, obviously, it's going to be Kalos. I don't think that there's any doubt. The big space where, that big gray plateau, which I've seen, by the way. There's a really cool channel. And it's gonna bug me because I forget the name of it, but
that's okay. You'll add the link somewhere in your
it's a channel that specializes in showing stuff that's out of frame in games. Like they have a movable camera, and they go into the game and they move around and they show you stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to see. They go over to that big gray plateau, and it is just mountain texture right now. There's nothing there. But the area that it's in and whatnot, like it definitely looks like it's gonna be in the area of the map that would connect to Kalos if this were sort of a more one-to-one representation of the Iberian Peninsula. It's like in the northeast.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, that's what I'm thinking.
Between France and Spain, I think it's, the Pyrenees Mountains?
Yeah, the Pyrenees Mountains.
Okay.
Where, the Great Pyrenees comes from. So, yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I think that's probably what they're going to do with it. I've heard some weird rumors that it's going to be Atlantis. I don't know.
Where would you even get that idea?
Just the titles of a couple of different YouTubers that, talk about leaks specifically a lot of the time. But, like, at least 3 of them, and most of them are people that I trust pretty well, because a lot of the stuff that they talk about does turn out to be right. But I haven't watched the videos yet, because, again, I don't want to be spoiled on it, so I don't know. We'll see, how accurate that is. I think it would be pretty cool, and it does kind of make sense. Like the Atlantic Ocean is near Europe, so
yeah, but like Atlantis, that's more down like, Rome and Greece and all that stuff. Like that was kind of
Mediterranean. I mean, Greece is in the Mediterranean area, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it winds up being. But yeah, I think it's going to be Kalos. I think we're actually going to get, if not the entire region, I think we're going to get a sizable piece of it that we can go and explore.
I wonder if we'll finally get to see those other factories or. Remember there were those buildings where like
in the desert it was like, power plants.
Yes, yeah, that's what they were.
Yeah, and there were like doors and stuff in the desert, like lift doors, and it was kind of like, oh yeah, you should be able to go in those. There should be like a key or something that you can get. There never was. So maybe we'll get to finally see those.
That back.
Yeah. Want to feel old, Misty?
I mean, I already do.
Almost 10 years those games have been out, X and Y.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah, Jim.
When I realized that the other day, I was just like, oh, man.
Yeah, when I realized that the franchise that I have played since the very beginning is old enough to have its own really awesome credit score and pay a better rate of insurance on their vehicle.
Hear that, Pokemon? You could probably buy a house if you wanted. Most lucrative media franchise of all time. Your credit score's fantastic.
In this economy, though?
In this economy? My gosh. Yeah, no, anytime I come across like a little thing like this, like, hey, did you know that the X and Y came out almost 10 years ago? It was like November of 2013. And I'm just sitting there like, yes.
Yeah, and here I am still, like, mourning the slow death of the 3DS system, and I'm like, no, you can't go away. I loved you too much.
I gotta, at some point, go through my my DS cartridges and get all my Pokemon to Pokemon Bank so I can put them into Pokemon Home.
Yeah, it's not someday. Time's ticking.
I know.
It's ticking.
I have so many on my cartridges that I never put into...
Well, I mean, you can move entire boxes.
I know. Oh, man, that's like my 4th Sprigatito.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
It's in Chinese.
Chinese or Korean?
No, Chinese.
Chinese, for sure?
Definitely.
Let's see, is it a boy or a girl? It's a boy, boo.
So sorry.
Oh. There we go. Anyway, so your question.
So my question is more of a kind of scientifical thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we know that Pokemon have a lot of different ways of being described, right?
Yeah.
And, like, my question is, where do you draw the line between Pokemon as a species, as a form, as a regional, or as a color variant. Because there's
Okay.
a lot of Pokemon that kind of cross the line between what we define in that category
Okay.
from region to region.
So, I think there's a lot of ways to answer that question. I would say the difference between a different species and a different form is probably the hardest one of those to answer. So, for example, the Rotoms, right? Very, very different in appearance, different in type. If you could only find, say, for example, the Fridge Rotom in one region and the Fan Rotom in another, they would almost be like regional variants. They're that different. But they do all share one Pokedex number, one Pokedex entry with multiple pages. So,
So, for instance, looking at different forms and stuff, like things like Wormadam, which have 3 different forms
yeah,
that are very unique.
Yeah.
Or Castform, which has 3 different forms, which are very unique, but it's a fluid form, so it goes back and forth between them.
right.
And then you have seasonal forms, like with Deerling.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, they all share a Pokedex number. With Deerling and Wormadam, they also share the same body shape. So, Wormadam is probably, I don't know, it has the same shape of the Pokemon internally, right? The little black part that is the actual worm. It looks the same form to form. The cloak is different, but the cloak is an external part that influences the Pokemon's type. So clearly the same species. But then again, it's also one of those things where it's like, well, wait a second. You need the male form to make this make sense, yeah? Mothim, which is a completely different species.
Yep.
But it's only males, and it comes from a Burmy.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what cloak or what I forget if they call it a cloak for the Burmy. What what color the Burmy is.
Yeah.
What things it's collected. Doesn't matter. If it's a male, it's always going to evolve into a Mothim. Mothim is always going to look the same. With the Deerling, they, again, very much like Rotom, it's a fluid form because it will change year-round. I don't know how Deerling works in this game, actually, because you can catch all 4 forms, but, like, if you take one form to another area of the map and use it, does it change?
I don't know.
Nah, me neither. I haven't used one yet. And then you have, so I mean, I think that's kind of like the more difficult thing to answer, right? And my thought process is, well, when does a regional variant get different enough that it's technically another species?
Yeah.
Because you have Pokemon that are clearly and even stated to be related to one another. So, like, Scorpy, Sizzlipede, and Venipede. They're all closely related species. The Pokedex tells us that they're related species. At what point did they diverge? Was there ever a point where Scorpy was like the Hoennian version of Sizzlipede, for example?
Sure.
With a different type and a slightly different appearance, but
Yeah.
similar enough that it's like, oh yeah, these are just 2 different morphs of the same thing.
Well, look at Meowth.
Yeah.
So Meowth gets a regional variant in 2 different regions. Its evolved form in Alola is just an Alolan form, where its evolved form in Galar is a
something
completely different species.
Yeah, bipedal, very different in appearance too. I've seen a couple people draw what they think a Galarian Persian would look like if it was a split evolution, and there's some pretty cool designs out there, mostly based
sure.
on like the British short hair.
Yeah, I could see that. It's kind of like Slowpoke. Slowpoke has quite a few variations now.
Yeah. Well, like, and the funny thing about Slowpoke is it's like, well, Slowbro and Slowking, very, very similar looking creatures. The main difference is where another creature latches onto it, the head or the tail.
And then they have Galar
that
forms.
neck rough thing on Slowking, I guess, but... Okay, let's see.
But then there's like the two Galar forms for the same
Yeah, exactly.
evolutions.
Which kind of struck me as weird. Like, why wouldn't you take the opportunity to do something completely different?
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's almost like the question, you know, when is a shrimp, a prawn, a lobster, etc.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you have species that kind of...
Well, I think that that whole thing scientifically basically takes cues from the menu at Red Lobster.
No, it does not. Don't be terrible.
I think the price point decides that. Shrimp is, cheap. Prawn is a little bit more expensive. Lobster, forget about it.
All Pokemon should be crabs.
I mean, eventually they will be if science has taught us anything. Everything evolves into crabs. Yeah, so, no, I think it's actually a really interesting question and pretty complex. I don't think that there's an easy answer to it either. Yeah, I mean, there are even Pokemon that are just super similar, where it's like, oh yeah, they kind of reuse the same idea a lot. Like, look at how many ducks Pokemon has.
Yeah, but look at how many ducks the real world has.
Yeah, but it's like, well, they're still all Pokemon. They're still all individual species of Pokemon. But no one's ever like, well, wait a second. Is Psyduck just a variant of Farfetch? No, we understand that they're two separate things. And I think, funnily enough, the Psyduck and Farfetch'd aren't in the same egg group.
I would believe that.
If I'm remembering correctly, like, Farfetch'd is in the flying egg group and field, and Psyduck, I think, is in, like, Water 1 and Water 2 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just kind of weird. You got a Gibble.
Gibble. Gibble.
Okay. Alright, we got a Gibble.
Gibble,
Already got
Gibble,
a
Gibble.
Garchomp.
Well, now you just need to evolve it a little bit.
Yep.
And it'll evolve faster.
Alright. Getting close to the end. What else do you want to talk about?
Gosh, I don't know. I've kind of run out of thoughts to meander over.
There we go. That Oricorio, dude.
Dude, you have to catch it now. That poor thing.
I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna name it Creeper. Because
Well,
it's just creeping on us this whole time.
honey creepers are birds,
That's true.
and they do have a nectar diet.
What regional variants would you have liked to have seen that we didn't get?
I don't know. I kind of feel like some of the old school Pokemon need a little love. I know
Wait
it's
a second.
weird.
All of the first round of regional variants were Kanto Pokemon.
That's true. But to me, old school is like the first two generations.
Okay, so we're including Gen 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Although, I would love to see something done to bring back the Nidoran line.
Oh, yes, we really do need some more Nidorans. They released them in the DLC for Sword,
Yeah.
which was nice, but still.
Yeah, I would like to see like a regional variant or something. Something to fix poor Nidoran females.
Inability to breed
Breed
after
beyond-
evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
just
fair.
sad.
It is. It is. Yeah, I made an entire video about regional variants that I wanted to see, and none of them were even remotely close to what we got. My Great Pyrenees
Yeah.
Growlithe line.
Well,
My split variant for Shuckle with,
you didn't
oranges
get a
and
Great
grapes.
Pyrenees, but you did get a big white dog.
That's true. That's true. And you do find them in the mountains. I don't know whether that's just coincidence or if there is some, Pyrenees sort of reference there. I don't think so, personally.
Honestly, I think it's a little loose base, but
Yeah. I named all the scorbunnies Marzipan.
Oh, okay.
Because I haven't used a scorbunny in any of these playthroughs. So I couldn't think of a name, and I was just like, well, let's just stick with the confectionery theme from Let's Go.
Yeah, that's fair.
And, marzipan's often white, and you can get a range of little colors like yellow and orange and red and pink. And
Yeah. It's...
oh, come on now. Be nice.
So, do you think Pumpkin Spice gave him half of a slice there? Slap on his face?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that they shared a little craft single together,
It's like that cheese meme where you throw cheese on their face.
Oh. People were doing that to babies, and that made me so appalled.
Yeah, why would you do that to a kid?
It's
one thing when you do that with a big slobbery dog that's going to
Yeah.
enjoy that cheese afterwards, but...
Look, I do my best not to be Captain No Fun. I don't want to be a jerk and be like, no, the things that you enjoy are terrible. But, honestly, filming yourself throwing things at your child, I don't feel okay about it. I really don't.
Anytime I see something where, the purposeful distressing of a child,
Yeah.
either, fear or anger or, just you see adults do this and they're just, having a fun time, and it's obvious the kid is not having a fun time.
Yeah.
And I see videos like that, and I just find that so upsetting.
Yeah, me too. That's pretty terrible.
But that has nothing to do with really Pokemon, so...
No, it doesn't. I mean, in Pokemon, all you do is go up to, poor innocent woodland creatures and huck, plastic balls at them. Perfectly normal.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Oh, man, so many fuecocos and Sprigatitos, but no Quaxleys.
Yeah, well, Quaxley was the least picked Pokemon.
Okay, we're nearly there.
What?
Hmm?
Oh, I'm just watching.
Oh.
How do you feel about possibly never seeing some of the starter Pokemon from other generations again? Not having them brought back. I mean, they brought back Charizard because, of course, Charizard.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's really the only one that they needed to bring back.
Whatever. Charizard is overdone, dude. I'm kind of...
You can't have too much of a good thing, Misty.
No, you definitely can. And,
Oh, it's a tarantula.
Oh, yay. It's our favorite.
I think that starters are one of those ones that they'll always find a way to bring them back. I don't, because they're so intrinsic to the Pokemon experience. Your memories of any given generation are going to be tied to those starter Pokemon. And while, my favorite Pokemon is Furret, and we haven't had a game where you can catch Furret for a really long time. However, I understand that I'm in the minority in that regard when it comes to something like a Venusaur or a Mudkip or Infernape. People are really, really tied to those emotionally, and I get it. And I think that they will bring them back. I don't think that there's ever going to be a point in time where it's like, no, you can't have these anymore.
Speaking of different starter Pokemon.
Yeah.
Here's a couple more questions for you.
Oh, okay.
One, do you think we'll ever have a region where those starter Pokemon originate from?
We do.
What do you mean?
The starter Pokemon, the only game apart from the Let's Go games where you can find them wild is in the games from the Pokemon Ranger series. And those games are canon because you can trade Manaphy Egg from one to the other, so...
It was a special edition egg.
Yeah, but it still works. Therefore, Pokemon Ranger region, I forget the name of it, exists in this continuity. And
There
you find
were like 3 different regions there.
Yeah, and you find the starters wild in those, so I think that's where they come from.
Well, some of them.
Yeah.
We haven't had a Ranger game in
A
very
long time.
Sadly.
Which sucks, because you could do it with the Switch.
Yeah, you could.
It's a touchscreen.
You could. And my other question is, do you think they're going to do another Arceus-like game?
Oh, another Legends game?
Yeah.
I would be really surprised if they didn't. I think that game was really well received. So I would be surprised if Game Freak was like, no, we're sick of making money. We don't want to release any more games like that. I think that it did so well. We'll probably see another one for this generation. I don't know what region it's going to be.
My vote would be for the 2 towers in Johto.
Oh, yeah, that's true. See, my immediate thought is Unova.
Okay.
Just so, and my thought process on that is we're probably going to see Unova remakes this generation as well.
You think?
So Unova remakes, and then like in Legends game, Legends Kyurem or Legends Original Dragon. I think that's fairly likely.
Ooh, yeah, that Origin Dragon story would be a pretty good one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have so much lore in those games. I really need to play those again at some point because I've often said that it's my least favorite set of games. As much as I love the Unova Pokedex, the games did not really do a lot for me. But I'm wondering if I was just kind of burned out on the series at that point and maybe just sort of at a low point in regards to my ability to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I didn't care for the graphical style of the battles.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was different.
Those kind of weirdly shifting blocky pixels just, I don't know, they didn't sit nicely with me. But I remember really loving the decks, really loving a lot of the story elements, liking a lot of the characters.
I miss the Dream Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember having a lot of fun online playing with the Dream Yard and the Dream World. Getting various items sent through to my cartridge from the website and stuff like that. So I think that was a pretty cool functionality.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are my predictions. I think we're going to get Black and White or Black and White 2, or maybe a combination of the two sort of remakes for this generation. And I think that, yeah, we're probably going to get another Legends game, and I think it's going to be set in Unova. But I actually do like the idea of the 2 towers a little bit more. And as many times as we've been to Kanto, we've only been to Johto twice.
Yeah.
The originals, and then the Heart Gold Soul Silver remakes, and that was it.
Yeah, and then you have Celebi in there for like the time travel element as well.
Oh, yeah. That's true, actually, and it could function similarly to, like the tears in space and time that let you get, Porygon and stuff in Legends Arceus.
For real.
Like, I don't even understand how it exists in that timeline, but okay.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the Paradox Pokemon are also from Gen 2.
Yeah, I had noticed that, actually. Mischievous, Donphan, Delibird, Tyranitar. So, yeah. I mean, hey, maybe you're right. Maybe that's a clue.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
You heard it, but
like
if it's true, you heard it here first, guys.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who sniffed out in that direction.
Yeah. Even if you heard it somewhere else first, you heard it here first.
And then what about Switch hardware? Do you think they're going to have a hardware upgrade.
I'll be honest, we have so many Switches between the two of us, I kind of hope not. Just because. So we've got your main Switch, your secondary Switch, your Switch Lite. I have my video recording Switch, which I'm using right now, and then I have my Switch OLED.
I also have a Switch OLED.
Oh,
the
no.
Special edition one.
Yeah, that's right.
For Scarlet and Violet.
So yeah, we have one in the spare room. And I guess technically, like, we got one for your family to play, like, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy and Monopoly and stuff. So
yeah,
we have a
few of them around.
We have a fairly Switch-heavy household. So the idea of it being like, well, nope, that's the last generation, guys. We got to upgrade. We got to get 75 new Switch 2s, Electric Boogaloo, and Knuckles.
Not Pokemon related. But the tradition is when there's a second Zelda game coming out on a system, it's generally the death knell of that system.
I refuse.
And the introduction of a new system. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens this time around.
Yeah. Oh, I got a little Fidough.
Your favorite. You love him.
I really do. Still one of the most standout designs of this generation, I think.
Yeah. I kind of want to point out one more little thing.
Oh, okay.
Scarlet and Violet do not have legendaries on the box art.
No, they don't. They have paradox forms of regular Pokemon.
Yep.
I like that, actually. I think that's pretty cool.
We haven't had a regular Pokemon on the box art cover since Red and Blue.
Yeah. Yeah, which is really nice, honestly. I kind of... and Yellow as well, if you think about it, because it had Pikachu.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
that
same
generation, yeah. Yeah, which I like. I don't think it always has to be legendaries. I don't think it should always be legendaries. We should have options.
Yeah.
But I think that they're just such cool designs, Koraidon and Miraidon.
Yeah, they definitely are. Their contemporary form is kind of boring.
Cyclizar?
Yeah.
It just makes me think of avocados.
Yeah.
That's why I named mine Guac, short for guacamole, because it's got that kind of light avocado green, the dark avocado, like, shell green. But
it doesn't have the shape of an avocado.
No, it definitely doesn't. But,
Not like,
just color scheme-wise.
There.
It's, yeah, exactly. No, with Cyclizar, it's just such a neat design. I do kind of wish that it was different colors, but that's okay. I mean, I guess we got them in different colors anyway. Ooh, Makuhita. I like Makuhita.
That poor little Orcoreal's just gonna faint. It's had its arms up this whole time.
Yeah, it's been trying to get our attention for literally almost 2 days now. I hope it's not like trying to get our attention for like, a serious reason. Like, hey guys, there's been an accident.
I need
Please
help.
come and help. I'm a bird. I can't dial 911 because of my feathery fingers.
Use your beak. Oh.
No, because the skin isn't soft enough. There's not enough electricity moving from one point to the other to make it work.
Use his tongue.
Oh God, that's gross, Misty.
Well, I mean, you can.
I wouldn't know. I've never licked my phone.
I'm talking about for a bird. Because they have those fleshy, fingery, non-slobbery tongues.
Wait, was there another... Was that a Murkrow standing there staring at us as well?
Possibly.
All right, well, this is the last trade to do.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, look how pink that sky is.
Yep.
Oh, a little Lechonk.
My second shiny of the game.
Oh, I did get one shiny. I hatched it while making eggs for this. It was a smoliv.
Awesome.
Let me show it to everybody.
Just to prove that you did, in fact, get a shiny?
Let's see, where was it? Where did I put it?
Was it in that other box?
No, there it is. I named it Kalamata.
Very cute.
All right.
Adorbs.
Okay, let's go catch this Oricorio, and then that'll be it. We'd been at this for a while. Hello, bird friend. Yeah, see, the Murkrow's there too, but I'm not going to catch that.
Just the one that's been on the screen forever.
Yes.
Oh, and we can't see it because the camera.
We can see it. I can rearrange.
All right. Thanks, cameras.
Let's see. Do I have a quick ball? I don't.
No, you do not. Okay.
Well, I have a repeat ball, and I now have one, so...
It kind of looks nice with it.
Yeah.
And the ball goes
All
down
right,
the
super
hill.
catch. Okay, we caught that Oricorio.
And the ball goes beep, 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 beep. All right. All the other birds are going to be jumping on you now.
Yes. We're going to name it Looker after international policeman Looker.
From the Alola region.
Is he from... No, I mean, he was in...
He was in the Alola games, though, wasn't he?
He was in the Alola games. He was in X and Y. He was in the post game, but I think he first shows up in Diamond and Pearl. Or
Did
Platinum.
He? Really?
I
Wow,
believe so.
that old?
I may be wrong.
Huh.
Okay, Looker. There we go. Send to the box. All right, guys. Well, look, thank you for... I don't know how many of you are still going to be here after, almost 2 hours of us talking about stuff and trading things off. If you got any of the Pokemon that I traded off and you happen to see this video, let me know in the comments. That would literally be amazing and make my day. But for now, from PewterCityJim...
And Misty.
And Misty. We will see you another time. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
See ya.